So I had a question come in that one of the things that I really care about and value as a yoga teacher is reinforcing and teaching how yoga can be adjusted for everyone. And that you can take any yoga class, you can take any yoga video, and you can be doing it with a chair and adapting as you go. So it's not as if chair yoga is always a separate class that you have to do that's labeled as chair yoga. I teach in my beginners academy how you can use any of my videos or anybody's videos and use a chair, but use the same cues that they're doing for their regular class. And you just learn how to and know how to adapt for what you want to do. So that's kind of where this question came in from, was someone who's enjoying chair yoga, but was doing a video where belly shavasana was cued. And so that's where you lay straight on the mat on your stomach, you stack the forearms, and you rest the head. Well, if you have a chair on your mat, it may seem like, oh, I can't do belly shavasana. I guess I'll just kind of sit here. So what I want to show you today is how you can do belly shavasana. Okay, so if the class that you're taking cues belly shavasana, here's what I want you to do. First, I really like using blocks to put under the feet, and I'm going to show you and explain more why. If you don't have yoga blocks, that's totally fine. You can use books or something else. But I want to make sure that my feet are elevated a little bit, because that's going to make things a little bit easier. Because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my yoga bolster. If you don't have a yoga bolster, if you're going to do a lot of chair yoga, I do recommend that at some point you probably do want to get yoga blocks. You probably do want to get a yoga bolster at some point. I'll put links in the comments for my favorites. But if you don't have a yoga bolster yet, a couple of pillows stacked together could work as well. I'm going to take this bolster and I'm going to put it on top of the knees. This is why I really want my feet up a little bit, because notice that lifts my knees and that makes my bolster a little bit higher too. Because the bolster is now going to be the floor. So often in chair yoga, I try to remind you to think about props, including the seat of the chair, yoga blocks, now a bolster, as we're just trying to bring the floor higher. So with my bolster on my knees, I can stack my forearms, lean forward, and rest the head. And this is quite nice. So belly shavasana is meant to be restful, right? We're lying on the stomach and we're relaxing, and this does just that. And now additionally, often we find belly shavasana so that we can do a few other poses in belly shavasana, one being Sphinx. I can do that. So Sphinx, we want the elbows right underneath the shoulders. So I can bring my elbows in a little bit, make sure they're right under the shoulders. And then I can press into the bolster and lift up and out. So instead of being maybe down here or hunched, I think about lifting up out of the shoulders, and I can feel that stretch, that engagement in the lower back right where I want it. Additionally, if they're cueing a pose like knot, they bring the arms parallel out in front, you walk the fingers away. We can do all of that just as they're doing, just thinking about the bolster as being the floor. If it's a twist, I can send one arm over, right? And I can bring this hand to maybe the back of the chair. I could bring it to my hip, right? And I can lower my left ear toward my floor or toward my bolster. And I get a nice twist. So belly shavasana is doable in a chair. You don't have to opt out. You don't have to wait. All right. And if you have a question, Send it my way. I love to answer questions and I'll answer directly. And sometimes everybody benefits because everybody gets to see the live answer just like this. All right. Thanks, everybody.